Welcome to today's graphic design tip of the day. Today's tip brings us to Adobe Photoshop to create a really trendy neon sign look. We're going to first start by downloading a couple fonts to use specifically for this. Defont.com has two great ones that I downloaded. Neon is the first one on there, and the second one is going to be Neon Binds for the bottom part of my text here. After typing out both of those and choosing the colors, I used the shape tool to draw two circles and just turned them into shapes that had strokes with no fill. Now before I add any effects to these shapes or text, I want to copy this color that I chose, this neon pink, so I can use that exact color code as I add in my effects here as I go. So let's start with tip of the day. We're going to go ahead and right click on that layer and go up to blending options. When you have your blending options menu open, always make sure you can see your text while you're working on it. And we're going to adjust two things in this menu. One is the inner glow, and you can copy and paste that color code in, and for the inner glow I would just make it a little bit brighter. Not going to see too much of a difference right away, but if you look closely, the difference between the inside and those lines is just a little bit different. And the second one is going to be the outer glow. And again, I'm going to copy and paste that color code of the original pink. And you can adjust your options here for the range, the jitter. The size is really important because that's going to determine how far the light is creeping away from your letters. So you want it to look realistic. The spread is going to bring it all out and away from the edges as well. And the opacity, how much you're able to see it. Noise, I want to keep at 0. So something like this, creating that nice glowing effect, depending on your text, your colors that you use, you might have different numbers that I have on my screen, and that's fine. Now, in order to get this effect that I just made on each of my other layers, if you are on a MacBook, you're going to hit your Option key. If you're on anything else, PC, Chromebook, you can use the Alt key to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the effects here, holding down my Option key on my MacBook, and I can drop them onto each of these other layers. And you can see them being applied here as I go through. Great, now I have that neon glow on each of my pieces on my design that I just created. If you want a little extra pizzazz in this, you can also make a layer right above your background layer. So I'm making just a blank layer right there in between. And if I use my brush tool, you can go in with that same color of neon pink. Again, make sure it is a nice low opacity. And I would be able to just give it a little bit of a glow as if it's going back onto the bricks there. And there we have our neon sign look. I hope you enjoyed today's graphic design tip of the day.